We're doing lesson 12.2, angles and triangles. Our I can statement for today, I can find the measures of interior and exterior angles of triangles. This lesson is the 8th grade version of the angles and triangles that we've done in chapter 7. So it's basically an extension of that work. So our key idea, we actually learned this in chapter 7, the interior angle measures of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So they show you that with algebra, they show you that with words. The difference between these triangles and the majority of the ones you saw in chapter 7 are these are going to give you longer, more complicated equations than what we saw before. And we're going to have to solve them using equations instead of just doing addition and subtraction. Okay, so we're going to write an equation. We're going to add our three angles together. We're going to have them equal 180 degrees. So x plus x minus 35, we do not have to put in the parentheses here, we're just recopying it, plus 43 equals 180. Now we're going to combine our like terms that are on the same side of the equation. So we have x plus x, that's going to be 2x. I am going to do boom, boom. Negative 35 plus 43 is going to be 8. So I have plus 8 equals 180. Now we're going to do order of operations backwards. So we're going to get rid of addition and subtraction first. Here we have a plus 8. To cancel that out, we subtract 8. So we get 2x equals, and then 180 minus 8 is 72. And then our last step here is going to be doing 172 divided by 2. We're really dividing by 2 on both sides. We get x equals 86. Don't forget the degree sign on your answer. In this chapter, or this lesson of this chapter, you have to be very careful about the directions. Sometimes they're going to ask you to find the value of the angles. Here they say value of x, so once we get to x, we're done. If they said value of the angles, then I would have 86 for this one, and I would have to do 86 minus 35 to figure out how much that one is. All right, let's try this next one. We have x plus 28 plus 90, and that's going to equal 180. So again, we're going to start by combining our like terms. X plus x is 2x. We're going to do 28 plus 90, that's going to give us 118, equals 180. We're going to subtract 118 on both sides, so 180 minus 118 gives us 62. So if 2x equals 62, we're going to divide both sides by 2. We're going to get x equals 31 degrees. It is okay to use a calculator to help you with these equations, but you do need to make sure you're writing down every step. Everything that goes into a calculator is written down on your paper. All right. Let's look at our next one here. The exterior angle measures of a triangle. So the measure of the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the measures of the two non-adjacent interior angles. Now that is a lot of words and a little hard to understand without looking at the picture. So let's look at it. The measure of the exterior angle, here z is exterior. Remember, in our last lesson, we looked at exterior angles being on the outside of parallel lines. Here is the outside of this triangle. It's an exterior angle because it's on the outside. And it's equal to the sum of the non-interior, non-adjacent. Adjacent means next to. We looked at adjacent angles in chapter 7. So not the one that's next to it. The other two are going to have the same value. That's because this one, and this one together equal 180 because they're in the triangle. But this one and the z together equal 180 as well because they are supplementary. So this mystery angle here equals 180 with the z and also equals 180 with the x and the y. So X and Y added together equal Z, which is my exterior angle. All right, so let's go ahead and try it. Here the directions say find the measure of the exterior angle, so it does not say find the measure of X. On A, X is our exterior angle, but on B, 2A is our exterior angle, so we're going to need to pay attention to that when we get to it. All right, now for this one, we have only X, one variable, and we have the other two numbers, so we don't even really need to write it like an equation, but I'm going to go ahead and write it in equation form because when we get to B, we definitely need an equation on that one. X equals our other two non-adjacent angles, 72 and 36. All right, so when I add those together, 72 plus 36, I'm going to get X equals 108 degrees. Look at your picture, see if that seems reasonable. Yeah, that's an obtuse angle. Seems reasonable that that would be 108 degrees. If you just want to show the addition in the answer, that's fine. You don't have to have the X equals part. B, this one we do need to have an equation. All right, so 2A is our exterior angle. It's going to equal the sum of these other two angles. So I have A minus 5, nothing in front of the parentheses, so I can just forget about the parentheses, plus 80. We now have an equation with variables on both sides. You've done equations like this before. But just as a reminder, once we have our equation, our first step is to be combining like terms on the same side of the equation. If I do boom, boom, here I have a negative 5 and an 80. When I add those together, I get positive 75. So I have A plus 75 equals 2A. Now I need to add or subtract until all my variables are on the same side and all my constants are on the other. I only have a constant on this side, which means I need to move the A. I get rid of it by subtracting it. A minus A is 0, leaves us with 75. 2A minus A is A. So I have A equals 75 degrees. That is not my answer. It says find the measure of the exterior angle, and my exterior angle is 2A. So to get 2A, I have to have two of them. 2 times my A value, which is 75. So 2A, that exterior angle, is going to be 150 degrees. So for your missing angle, if it says find the measure of the exterior angle, that is going to mean you're going to have an extra step once you find the value of the variable. You're going to have to put it in for whatever that expression is. All right, let's take a look at our next one here. Airplane leaves from Miami and travels around the Bermuda Triangle. What is the value of X? All right, let's get our equation set up, and then I'm going to have you pause and try it on your own, but we'll get the equation together first. We have three angles in our triangle. One is X. One is 2X minus 44 and 8/10. The third one is 62.8. It is a triangle, so they're all going to equal 180 together. Okay, now go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own. Okay, so let's go ahead and check our answers. So we're going to start by adding our X and 2X together. X plus 2X is going to be 3X. I'm going to do boom, boom. And then I'm going to add negative 44.8. And then I am going to add a 62.8. And together I am going to get 18. So I have 3X plus 18 equals 180. My next step is to do order of operations backwards, so I'm going to get rid of addition and subtraction first. 18 minus 18 is 3X, and then 180 minus 18 is 162. My last step here, I'm going to divide both sides by 3 to get X by itself. 162 divided by 3 gives us 54 degrees. Your work should look like mine. That does match up with C, but you should have more than just C written down. All right, 3 more for you to try on your own. Go ahead and pause the video and try these 3 problems on your own. All right, let's check our answers. Number 3 and 4, find the measure of the exterior angle. Here, we're going to do y equals 30 plus 40. When I add those together, I get 70. You don't even really need the y equals part. Okay, this one we definitely do need to write an equation. So the exterior angle here is 4n minus 20. It's going to equal the sum of the 2 other angles, 2n plus 20 plus n. We need to combine like terms on the same side of the equation, so we have the 2n and the n on the same side. That adds to get 3n. So now I have 4n minus 20 equals 3n plus 20. I can, at this point, move any of these 4 terms. I need to get all of my variables on the same side. I need to get all of my constants on the other side. So I'm going to subtract 3n from both sides. That gets rid of it on the right-hand side, leaves me with 20. And over here, 4n minus 3n is n. So I have n minus 20 equals 20. To get rid of the minus 20, I'm going to add 20. Negative 20 plus 20 is 0. 20 plus 20 is 40. N equals 40. That is not my answer. I need 4n minus 20. So I'm going to do, I'll do my work up here where I have a little more space. 4 times my n, which is 40, minus 20. 4 times 40 is 160. Minus 20 is 140 degrees. That is the value of this angle. And hopefully that makes sense. 40 degrees is acute. This is not an angle that is 40 degrees. 140 is obtuse. Yeah, that does look like a 140 degree angle. All right, last one, number 5. In example 3, the airplane leaves from Fort Lauderdale. The interior angle measure at Bermuda is 63 9/10 degrees. The interior angle measure at San Juan is x plus 7.5 degrees. Find the value of x. Okay, so let's just double check things real quick. Here's Bermuda, here's San Juan, and then this one is x. Okay, so our equation, x plus our x plus 7.5 plus our 63 9/10, and then it's a triangle, so it's going to equal 180. I'm going to start by combining my like terms. So I have to add 7.5 plus 63 9/10, and I get 71 4/10. Go ahead and write in my equals 180. And then here, x plus x is 2x. So I have 2x plus 71 4/10 equals 180. Now I'm going to subtract my 71 4/10 on both sides to cancel it out. So when I do 180 and I subtract 71 4/10, I get 108 6/10. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2, cancel out that variable, and I get x equals 54.3 degrees.